up a daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the Dfs Bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. Dfs Sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. Dfs Bachelor, he the new leader, yeah.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of Dfs Bachelor. And you know what? We got a 2-game slate for the NBA tomorrow, and I felt it was my duty to do a title of my sex tape. It is my duty to do an NBA slate for this. We're not going to get many more 2-game slates in the NBA, so let's go over our Fanduel and Draftkings picks for this 2-game slate on Tuesday, September 15th. First things first, a big thank you, a big cheers to you all. It's late on Monday night. You guys came over in droves watching the SBR Live Monday night show. Over 6,000 people came over and watched that show, and I'm truly humbled. So many of you are in the live chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, get access to all of our content. I'm not going to wait. Normally I do all these promotions, and we have a lot of great sponsors that sponsor the show. My guys at Tax Relief Advocates. If you look at my Monday Night Football video, you'll see the phone number there. Draft dashboard where I put my player pools, etc. You can get access to that by clicking the link in the video description below. You can try that for 30 days for $1. I have my DFS picks for football, baseball, hockey is over, basketball. All that's there in the video description below. If you want to see live content, I'll be live tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, covering the opening betting lines for week 2 of the NFL season. We were live for 3 hours with my guys Donnie Seymour and Flash Gordon Watson. We had a great time there. Just so much good stuff, and I really appreciate all the support. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you wouldn't mind doing so. It helps the channel more than you know. So, I'm too sheetsish to the wind. It's been a long weekend, lots of football. We're going to cover basketball, so let's start at point guard. Again, this is a 2-game DFS slate, so you're going to want to leave some salary on the table if you're playing tournaments. You're going to want to differentiate yourself from the rest of the field. That's very important to do, so let's go over it. So right at the top, we got Jamal Murray. The most expensive point guard is Jamal Murray, right? 8-4 on Fanduel, 8-7 on Draftkings, battling a small injury to his hip. Let me tell you this right now. There is 0% chance Jamal Murray misses this game. It's a game 7, and you got to favor the Clippers. You expect the better team to win. If you want to be contrarian, play Jamal Murray. Again, it's a 2-game slate. So you got Jamal Murray, Kemba Walker, Goran Dragic, and then it's value. And if you're playing FanDuel, like Lou Williams seems like an easy play, and this is one of those guys where if they're having a hard time scoring in the half court, if they're not getting these transition points, Lou Williams could be very, very important. So I like Lou Williams. Right now, I think my favorite's Goran Dragic. Like we've talked about this on several of our shows. Game 7s, the booties get tight. The lemon booty kicks in. It's hard to make shots. We've seen some low-scoring Game 7s. So guys like Kemba Walker and Goran Dragic in a Game 1 of a conference final, there's a lot less pressure than there is in a Game 7. So I like Goran and Kemba a lot. I'll have some exposure to Jamal Murray. Some value guys, Patrick Beverley and Monty Morris. Again, it's a Game 7. So I think Patrick Beverley plays extra minutes. He's 4.8 on FanDuel and 4K on DraftKings. So even doubling up, going a Beverly Lou Williams type stack, being different. Look, there's a low floor there. There's a scary low floor, but there's a nice high ceiling. Anyone else? No, Reggie Jackson's basically out of the rotation now. Thank God. Kendrick Nunn, probably won't see many minutes. So it's a pretty limited slate there at point guard. Let's go to shooting guard. So at shooting guard, Jimmy Butler. Yes, game one, Boston's a terrific defensive team. So they're going to try to force Miami into a half-court offense. And we know what Miami wants to do. They want to shoot the threes. They basically have Steph and Clay Jr. and Tyler Hero and the Lance Bass lookalike from the NSYNC days and Duncan Robinson. If you don't think I'm right, just go look at a picture of Lance Bass from NSYNC in 1995 and then look at a picture of Duncan Robinson now. He looks just like Lance Bass. But I do think Jimmy Butler, if this becomes a half-court game, his last two games against Boston, in fact, his last five, 36, 52, 30, and a 33. I do like Jimmy Butler. I think Paul George is interesting. Now, he's played really, really good the last couple of games. My big concern with Paul George, when it's a must-win game, Paul George comes up small. He's very much like James Harden. Playoff P is playoff zero in these sorts of situations. But the upside at his price justifies playing him. Marcus Smart, of course. Gordon Hayward has already been ruled out. So there was a lot of rumors that he might play in game one of this series. He's not going to play. So Marcus Smart will be in the starting lineup. He's going to play a shit ton of minutes. He's definitely in play at 6'4" and 6'9". Gary Harris is 5'7" on FanDuel. Yeah, they can totally fuck off. That is not going to fucking happen. I will go and buy my ex-wife dinner before I will pay 5'7" on FanDuel for Gary Harris. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Now, 4'6" on DraftKings, there's some upside there, the 3-point upside, etc. So I might consider it on DraftKings. No way in hell am I paying that price for Gary Harris on FanDuel. That's just stupid. Duncan Robinson, 3-point dependent. So we saw in 39 minutes in game 4 of the last series, he played 39 minutes. He put up a 33. Then in the clinching game, he played 13 minutes and put up a 2. So it's high risk, high reward. I like Duncan Robinson more on DraftKings than I do on FanDuel. Tyler Hero, it's the exact same situation. I feel much better about Tyler Hero, 300 cheaper on FanDuel. Now again, he's more expensive on DraftKings at 5'4". And Tyler Hero, I call him Klay Thompson Jr. He's not quite the defender, but man, he's explosive. He's starting, there we go. But he's starting to learn how to come into his own offensively, getting to the rim, etc. I like Tyler Hero a ton, but I will take the salary savings on DraftKings. And on FanDuel, I'll take the Tyler Hero. If you're looking to be contrarian, a guy like Andre Iguodala against Boston, he put up a 30 his last time out. They're going to need his defense against Jaylen Brown, who's battling an injury, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, etc. So Andre Iguodala at 4'2" and 3'7" could be an interesting play. Let's go to small forward. Game 7. Season on the line. I love Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard goes off. I don't think they can stop him in the mid-range. He's 10-6 and 10-4. Sign me up for some Kawhi. Jaylen Brown battling a little bit of a groin injury. He's been battling that for a while. Again, this is game 1 versus game 7. Jaylen Brown is going to be a problem athletically for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are a terrific defensive team. And Bam can come out on the pick and roll and he can defend the perimeter. He can defend the interior. I just think Jaylen Brown's ability to get to the rim, he can make the 3-point shot. He's sort of that, him and Tatum are those half-court guys. I like Jaylen Brown. And then you drop off to Jay Crowder, 5'1" and 5'8" on DraftKings. So Jay Crowder's a much better play on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. And then it's, Jeremy Grant and Derek Jones, and they can all piss off. No, thank you. Let's go to power forwards. Power forwards. Tatum's very expensive. 9.8 and 9.7. What the fuck do you do with that, right? Miami was 10th against power forwards this year. His last 4 games against Miami, a 37, a 32, a 40, and a 35. Again, you can find all these stats on Draft Dashboard. Click that link in the video description below. You won't only get the research tools, you'll get my player pool. You can use it in the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, all that stuff. Set your exposures as a 2-game slate, so I'm not going to overanalyze it too much. I do favor the scoring in the Boston-Miami game over the Game 7 of Toronto and the Clippers, although I do think Kawhi Leonard's a very safe play in a Game 7. I just trust him. I think he's the best player on the floor, and I think that you're not going to see a passive Kawhi Leonard in a Game 7. I think he takes plenty of shots from that mid-range, and he can really go off. Bam Adebayo, he can defend on the perimeter. He can defend inside. They don't have anyone in the interior for Boston. I know Daniel Tice has been absolutely out of his mind, and I like Tice at 5'6" and 5'7". A 33, a 34, and a 21 in his last 3. But I like Adebayo. If you're paying up, I think I trust Adebayo at 8'5" and 8'4" more than I do Tatum at 9'8" and 9'7". So I prefer Bam a little bit there. Michael Porter Jr. is a tournament play. He's been hot. He's been cold, but he's only 5'2" and 5'3", so I like that. Marcus Morris in a Game 7. Can you trust him to keep his cool is my problem. So I'm iffy there. Paul Millsap has been hit or miss. So he's had some big games in this series. He's had a 28. He's had a 31, a 28, etc. He's also had a 13 and a 17. I think tomorrow favors the veteran leadership of Millsap. I think he's a decent value play. If you're looking to be contrarian or foul trouble or an injury, I suppose JaMychal Green, but I'm not really going there. Let's get to centers. Let's have a drink. Cheers to you all. So, at center, Jokic. So, if you're one of those people like, hey, Denver is going to upset the Clippers, the way they're going to do that is through the inside. Jokic is going to have to dominate Zubats, and he's going to have to dominate Montrezl Harrell. He's going to have to put them in questionable pick and roll switches. So what you're going to have is you're going to have Jokic bringing the ball down the floor. You're going to have them setting up a pick and roll, and then him drawing Patrick Beverley or a Lou Williams or even a Marcus Morris, which is a matchup advantage for Nikola Jokic. He's 10-2 on Fanduel, 10K on Draftkings. I mean, look at the last 5 games of the series. 57, 54, 48, 49, 62. He has stepped up. He's got triple-double upside. I think he's going to be low-owned in terms of a 2-game slate. So low-owned in a 2-game slate for a guy like Jokic is, especially like on FanDuel where the other options are Zubats, Olynyk, and Harrell, in the 30s, maybe the 40s. I'm going to have some exposure to it. On DraftKings, I'll prefer to pay up for Kawhi Leonard. But again, it's very, very close. If you're picking the Clippers to win, you want Kawhi. If you're picking Denver to win, you want Jokic. I think it's lower scoring than the rest of the series. It's a lemon booty Game 7. And then the rest of the plays at center are hit and miss. You got Montrez at 5K on FanDuel, 4-2 on DraftKings. He absolutely has the upside, but I know he won the 6th Man of the Year, but he's not the same player right now. And because of the size of Jokic, and then they bring in Mason Plumlee, Zubats is getting more minutes than he normally would. I think Zubats is the better play at 4-7 and 4-8. If you're looking for a contrarian off-the-bench player, Kelly Olynyk, his last 5 against Boston, 29, 17, 22, 42. Kelly Olynyk's going to be interesting for Miami in terms of a big man off the bench because he can stretch the floor. He's a former Celtic, by the way. You remember back in the day when he separated the shoulder of Kevin Love in that Cleveland series. So I think Olynyk at 4-2 and 3-5 on DraftKings is an interesting tournament option. So again, that's my early look at tomorrow's 2-game slate. Again, you can get access to my entire player pool for not just the MLB, but for NFL, not just the NBA, but also Major League Baseball, the NFL. You can click that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard for 30 days for $1. When you do, how you find my player pool is simply click that Watch Players tab on the left side of your screen or from the menu arrows up here. And when you do, you'll see a blue box that says watch DFS Bachelor's picks, as well as a timestamp when I last updated it. You can use it in the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, the late swap optimizer. So if someone's ruled out late, you can upload your lineups, etc., re-optimize and load them back in. Lots of stuff you can do there. Don't forget to check out my guys at overlaydfs.com. A fun game over there, even though I lost there tonight. That's just my own stupidity. Don't forget to check out my guys at Tax Relief Advocates. They can make all your tax debts disappear. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 Eastern, at Sportsbook Review. The link to that channel is over there. 6,000 of you watched our Monday Night Football show tonight. We had a bunch of winners. A lot of fun over there, so check that out. Thank you all so much for your support. A big cheers to you all. May the fantasy gods be with you. We'll see you tomorrow live, not only for our Sportsbook Review show, but I'll have my first look video for the NFL as well. So you're going to get tired of hearing my voice, and I will not get tired of hearing your opinions. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye, folks.